Yeah, we don't have the added though.
Oh, you can.
I can. Oh, you're right. I can spectate both. Here we go. Upside downsies.
Oh, never mind.
Execute. Oh, man, that is an ugly hand.
Now if Lifecoach thinks about it in depth, he should go for like playing the curve 1-1 and then 2 and then 3. It's like super insane. But he doesn't
right.
want to risk it.
All right.
For 2 extra damage, you give him the chance of going for a Cruel Taskmaster, which puts you at a bad spot. So I think this is the best play, mathematically. Like,
Yeah, fair enough.
now he can still play the clock right now. He doesn't lose anything.
Yeah, I guess it does allow the armor smith though to pick it up. But I guess is that really your main concern? He's already proven he doesn't have fiery war axe.
Yeah, it don't really care if he picks it up, I think. Like, you can just trade a mech warper afterwards, and if you trade a mech warper, you deny him the armor smith, you give him 2 armor for an armor smith, which is not that great, but you have a good follow-up. The 2 4/4s, and then if somehow the mechs die, you can still play the spider tank. In this matchup, you have to need to be super aggressive, but Armor Smith and Acolyte of Pain are the cards you have to kill in this to not put yourself in a really bad spot.
It's tough then. You really don't want to give an easy trade, but I assume that the spare part also even might be more useful than the Clockwork Gnome itself.
Imagine he still had the Antonidas, that would be awesome.
It would be, considering he has so many spare parts coming in. Cool Taskmaster is exactly what you were talking about, and that is a big pickup.
Is it?
Isn't it? Because now he can clear the Mech Warper and still actually have enough mana to Shield Slam, or I guess he can just clear the Mech Warper, which is the big threat. You don't want him to drop like Piloted Shredder on turn 3. I guess he still can because he has a coin.
He could have killed it anyways with a Shield Slam if he really wants. He attacks into the Clockwork Gnome and then Armor Stop and Shield Slams that.
Okay, that's fair. Be more mana
I'm not sure if
efficient.
he's like the best play. It probably is because you deny him the potential Tinkertown Technician. It's really hard to say.
Also, it contests another minion on the board because it becomes a 3/3.
Yeah.
Or I guess 3/1. So you're going to force him to Clockwork Gnome trade in. And you still have Execute, so putting the Cruel Taskmaster is also 2 damage body, so even if he picks up an easy trade, you still have an opportunity to gain something on the board and play Acolyte.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, he wants to Shield Slam the other one, but this permits Lifecoach to just go for the Tinkertown Technician.
Yeah, it's not bad, although it still allows him to pick up Tinkertown value.
Like, if Maverick would have traded in a different way and leave the Cogmonster alive, Lifecoach couldn't get the Tinkertown Technician value. I'm not sure if Tinkertown Technician matters that much, because he still had the Spider Tank or potential coin into 4-drop, so I like the way Maverick played. It's not wrong, it's something differently.
Yeah, but on the other end too, is there any spare parts that you're really worried about early on? I guess not too much. If you have Execute, you can scale into everything pretty well.
I think
4/4 body is intimidating though.
you should be afraid of the switch if you play Belcher, because it dies so easily to a free damage card. But in the late game, freezing is the best, obviously, or stealth if you have Antonidas. Antonidas is the king in this matchup. I think that with Lifecoach's hand, I think he could have also kept Antonidas with that curve.
Right.
Fair enough. I would seriously consider keeping the Antonidas.
Because you need that extra damage against Classic Warrior, right?
Yeah. You need fireballs to win a game. Like
good old Lifecoach. I haven't casted him. Well, I did cast him actually yesterday, but before that, I haven't cast him in months. And of course, this is pretty much patent at this point. Taking care of that Armor Smith, high priority. Really crosses his fingers for no Death Spite. He had the option to go for the Cloak Field, but I think it's better to save that for now.
Of course. Right.
That combo with the Antonidas is insane. Plus, you might be able to use it with like Lotheb or some if you're trying to push for lethal.
The more I think about it, the more I think he should have kept Antonidas. He had like perfect curve for the first 2 turns. That means that you have like 3 draws, I think. Yeah, 3 draws to get a free drop, and or a 2-drop or a 1-drop or whatever to just complete your end.
Fair enough.
Continue your curve. So I think keeping Antonidas in that hand was not bad with the coin, but I'm not really sure. Like, Lifecoach has his good reasons for why he's doing the plays. That's why he's probably at the moment I think he's number 1 on Ghost of Gamers at least.
Yeah, I think Strifecrow got the throne after a couple of missteps in tournaments, especially considering that Strifecrow also got 4th place in his group here at SeatStory. So
I think that after I beat Strifecrow in the last tournament, he dropped under Lifecoach.
I mean, we can check between games as well.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Frostbolt number 2.
That's
not the most
appealing card.
Yeah.
He wants Spider Tank here. If he plays Spider Tank and Maverick has a bad draw, he he might not have a turn 5 play, which is like super awful as a warrior player. You always want to have a turn 5 play. It's like super insane.
You just want to play anything possible on every turn. Missing the first few turns isn't nearly as punishing, though, as this mid-game stage, because then they build up the board again.
Wow.
That is something to play.
How do you play it?
I mean, your hand's not looking too sexy, man. I think you need a cool Taskmaster to give that Acolyte a makeover. It picks up a Fiery War Axe, so he can clear the board. I mean, wouldn't you want to deny any mech synergy, Tinkertown or Blast Mage?
Yeah, but it's like super bad value. But it's really hard to say.
Yeah, at least it pays for itself. And you have the Emperor next turn, so if you don't play the Axe this turn and set up to kill off whatever, when are you going to play it?
No, you play the Axe, but I'm thinking of ignoring that. It depends heavily on if he runs Alessaza or not. If he runs Alessaza, of course, go for the clear. Okay. He runs Brawl, so that's a really standard control warrior that only has the Emperor as a 6-drop. Which cannot...
Does it benefit that much, though, off of it? Do you just, like, replace a Shield Maiden and then...
I don't know, the only good warrior build I saw after the patch, and the one that I liked and loved, and played on ladder too, I even got top 10 once with it, it was the Lace warrior with Floating Berserkers. It's like super mid-range-ish, because you can, like, rush your opponents down and do some nifty mid-game combos and just drop the big Frottings and grow them, and then finish them.
Yeah.
With this version of Warrior, it's really slow. You depend a lot on draws, like as you can see, no good turn 5 play. I don't like to depend on draws. That's why decks like Mech Mage or just something more aggressive is better. You have more consistent draws, and that helps you a lot sometimes.
Well, as we say that, I think a good example just came up. Lifecoach picked up a minion that fits the curve, and he can also defend it onto the board, or he can go build it up. He can play a Spire Tank and develop the Tinkertown Technician. Both plays still put reasonable threats onto the board.
Yeah, it's really hard to see if he will Frostbolt or if he will coin the Tinkertown. Both plays are probably good and correct. Frostbolt is safer.
Is coin really that versatile? I guess if you have Antonitis, you can coin and use the Cloak Field, and that would be nuts.
Yeah, that's why I said you should keep Antonitis with the coin. With a good curve. There's a big chance you hit your perfect curve when having already the first 2 turns.
It's completely fair. What Emperor does do is allow him to play Grommash next turn and make sure that smooths out the curve. So interestingly enough, even though it's a little bit low impact relative for the card's expected power level, it still has significance.
Yeah. Not really sure. This hand is weird. You can just play the Yeti and Frostbolt.
Right.
What do you think of Frostbolt ping and then ping again? I don't like it on the Emperor because you give him one more turn for value, but usually that's a pretty good play for Mech Mages.
He doesn't have that many cards though, right? So it's like, is he truly benefiting a ton? How can he punish you the most? He just uses Acolytes, right? There's no way for him to get really good card draw. I guess it'd be scary if you like decrease the cost of Alexstrasza, because then it's like, you know, he has like a way to save himself from damage, or even then Alexstrasza is only 15. I don't know how problematic it is if he's only reducing 2 or 3 cards per turn.
I know. If you put me to choose between being Lifecoach and Maverick, I would choose to be Maverick right now, just because the Grommash can allow you a full board clear, and that's like so awesome.
Well, we know the cards in hand, so I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah, like knowing the cards, of course. Now he's thinking of trading, and he's trading because he wants to deny the value.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's fair, but he's also giving up a lot of opportunity.
That top deck is really good.
Yeah, now he's Shield Block Shield Slam for only 3 mana. He can develop anything else he picks up 4 or less.
Piloted Shredder? Never lucky. Maybe he doesn't even run Piloted Shredder.
Yeah, it's a fair assumption.
Oh, both
gets
freezing.
the coolant.
Antonitis can still win the game for Lifecoach at any point.
Yeah, that's also really impactful too.
That's why this deck is fun.
Fun, huh? That's one way to describe it for a player. Unfortunately, Tinkertown gets shut down easily by that axe, so he's choosing to hold on to it until he can benefit off of getting yet another spare part. And that is an excellent draw for Maverick too, to activate the Mirror Entity.
Yep.
Really good stuff here for Maverick, being able to stabilize. Is Control Warrior generally favored, or is it like 50-50, or is it a disadvantage, you think, against Mech Mage?
It depends how you build a Mech Mage. If you build a Mech Mage with Piloted Sky Golem or with like Water Elemental Blinktron, you are favored. And if you build it without, it depends on the Fire War Axe and Did Maverick have the Warrior Axe? He didn't.
No, he actually drew the War Axe in the mid game with the Acolyte play.
Yeah. I know. I think you should be favored as a Mag Mage. Usually. Like now he can still freeze the Sylvanas, but that's awful. You don't want to see Sylvanas. Sylvanas is too good.
Yeah, because you delay it, and you're not even freezing the mage for tempo to do damage. And he also has the armor smith, so he can start gaining life back. And even if you do get Antonitis, you have the damage to kill your opponent. A lot of questions, but at the same time, we've seen comebacks from the mech mage. If it can get Dr. Boom, clear the board, get Antonitis, and do a lot of damage, the hand of Warrior is still relatively feeble.
Yeah. Anything can happen. That's why Mech Mage is good. I still don't think he's the best because people expect it. Like on ladder, I think Mech Shaman is way better.
Yeah, revealing some trade secrets. People don't know, but RDU is actually ranked #1 in Europe at the moment on ladder.
And Frodan is number 15 on NA.
I'm ranked number 15, but there's only like 100 legends, so it's not terribly impressive.
Yeah, still.
No shame. No shame for ladder points.
Ladder matters in the last days of the season, so I don't bother that much about it.
Right.
It's still cool.
It's still cool because you get to feel like, yeah, I'm ranked #1 at the moment. Get to make the post. Rusty Horn again, not that impactful unless he can buy time. Like he can say this Armor Smith wouldn't die immediately, then he could use it to taunt up and push more damage. But that Sylvanas in a turn will definitely continue to wreck. Not to mention that he can brawl and make sure that he wins the brawl because Sylvanas is on the board.
What do you think of top decking Antonidas and getting 4 fireballs?
Even then, I'm like, is Warrior gonna die?
Yes. I think so, like... this looks really sketchy. Maverick
Is it okay if you brawl and Belcher here? I guess it's a little bit too greedy.
Too greedy, yeah.
Yeah.
But Maverick has a reason for bringing Warrior. We may consider it an underrated class, but the French players know what they do. They have like their separate community.
Right. They're pretty isolated. It's like it's kind of like China in a way. It's like people have their own like people don't really know much about what's going on. Why do you laugh, RDU?
I don't laugh.
You are laughing. You can't even stop smiling at this moment.
No, but
You're a terrible actor.
how can you compare France with China? Like China is like way bigger in like.
Well, I'm
players.
saying there's the community, like in the sense that.
But is China isolated from the rest of Asia?
Sort of, and I guess not too much from like Korea. Or I guess from it is. Taiwan has and Korea and like all of them are lumped into one thing. China has its own server too.
Wow, that's cool.
So it's different. I mean, there's a reason why 4 players are coming from China and 4 from Asia and Pacific region.
I know that the French people have like a lot of high-ranked players. Maverick, one of them.
Yeah.
Like they always finish.
The Fishu.
They always finish really high on Legend.
But like I said, it's interesting because they have all their their communities on a different streaming service and
they
everything
play
else.
some different decks. They play different metas, I think, but somehow it works. They just come in our meta and beat us.
Yeah. Although Calento just went to a French tournament and destroyed everyone with Priest. That's what inspired me. I was like, oh, that Calento's Priest is pretty good. And I thought the French like to be aggressive sometimes too. So I was like, it should work out okay.
Colento knows what he is doing, so bringing Priest probably was the best call in that
Fair
French
enough.
tournament.
In like a big open tournament like that too.
Like if they love Warrior, actually yes, in an open tournament, Priest is really good because if you think you're more high skilled and you play perfectly, you can just grind people down with Priest. They don't expect it. They know how to play perfectly around it. It's just the best deck. And if Colento plays it perfectly, as we know, he'll probably just win it. Like he won it already.
It's true. Now, even if you play perfectly in this scenario, really tough decisions from Lifecoach.
Oh.
Ysera comes into the hand, and that can just straight up card advantage, bring back the card advantage into Maverick's favor, because before he was just struggling to make sure to draw everything on time, but now it seems like he's gotten big minion after big minion here.
Yeah, I saw Ysera last time in Show's deck. I think Show got #1 Europe some time ago. I dethroned him today. And then I think he played the game and lost it because he was like 11. But Ysera is definitely not bad. People cut Alex for Ysera because they can just beat Hunters by making the game longer with defensive tools. And then in the control versus control, you win because they have Ysera. So also Ysera is a dragon if you have the dragon synergy. I don't think you have it in Warrior. It's probably not the best deck to put the dragon synergy in.
I guess the Blackwing Technician is the only card at the moment, right? The
Yeah.
3-5, or it becomes a 3-5 rather.
Cat Acolyte of Pain. Who needs that? Kappa.
Yeah, draw is overrated anyways, man. Would you rather draw a card or have the card that does damage?
Have the card that does damage. Go for the zoo place. That's how you win tournaments. Man. That's how you win the world championship.
That's oh, snapshots fired. I mean, Amaz is playing Zoo right now on the
It's
main
not a
stream.
fire. Like I play a lot of aggro decks because Firebat inspired me. Like Firebat was probably the first one that realized that aggro decks are really OP in Hearthstone and abused people that played like really slow decks.
Strifecrow did too, but the problem is Strifecrow didn't all in on the aggro. He like brought Zoo and then he brought a few other control decks.
Yeah, he's really smart, I think.
Yeah.
You have to do that.
It's fair. I'm also trying to see if I can learn aggro. It's definitely misunderstood. Sometimes aggro can... actually, I think one of my favorite matchups in the current metagame is Mech Mage versus Mech Mage. So I think it's actually really interesting with the way spare parts interact and a lot of small things, decisions, snowball the board. It's like if you play like less than optimally in that mirror, you actually just get blown out almost every time.
I think that in Mech Mage mirror, Paladin mirror, Face Hunter mirror, if you make a small...
Yeah, you're weird. You like the Face Hunter mirror, man.
I don't like it. I don't know.
You said it was your favorite matchup in the entire game.
Yes, it was, but
Oh,
like
gosh.
I saw you and Monk were saying, I rewatched the games, and you were saying that it's my favorite class, and I didn't play it like for like one season, like one whole season.
Yeah, Monks thought that you ranked in like top legend. Didn't you like finish 4th or something?
I finished 4th. I finished 6th with. I only played Rogue, and in the last day I played Priest, and I went 6-0 with Priest in the last day.
Sick. So that's how you got the top 10, and you got 30 points for that.
I played Rogue one game and then Priest. Yeah, I combined Priest with. I got 40 points.
We assumed that Monks said that you played Hunter to top of legend, and Monk's usually right about that kind of stuff.
Season 1 I played only Hunter, and then
So in January?
in January.
Okay.
Then Season 2 I streamed in the last day. I don't blame stream snipers. And I didn't finish well. And then in the third season I just didn't stream, and I played Priest and Rogue, and I ended on number 6.
It's pretty cool, dude. Meanwhile, I mean, this game is sort of locked out until Lifecoach draws into a big bomb. I don't think he has a chance. Like, he's dead.
He's lethal, yeah.
Because the Ysera awakens.
At least he has a Gromash.
That's right. I mean, he could sequence this improperly and mess up, but I'm pretty sure he's got this.
Give him the counter spell.
Yep. And that's going to do it. Ooh, I like it. Ysera awakens to end it.
Nice.
All right, well, that wraps up game number 1, and Lifecoach unfortunately got pushed out of the game by Warriors Resilience. I mean, just look at how much HP.
Ooh. Give the free win to the druid. Okay.
All right, time to activate. Oh, I guess I can't spectate both hands at the same time. Both
Yeah,
mulligans
you cannot
at the same time.
spectate both mulligans. So, yeah, you keep Master for Battle. It always applies a lot of pressure, even if your opponent has swipe, let's say. Master for Battle is still insane. Because he doesn't know if you have Quartermaster, so he will use swipe, and he uses a 4-mana card for a 3-mana card, giving you a lot of tempo.
Sure. Oh, actually, are we spectating Maverick? No, I'm pretty sure I want to keep spectating, bro.
Just quit and rejoin.
All right, well, I guess we're just going to have to sit on this for a while. Coin Wild Growth.
You can rejoin, I think. Just quit and rejoin.
Shall I rejoin? I'll rejoin.
I think the way we win as a druid is by playing solitaire. You just play your stuff at the paladin, deal with it, and then you combo him. That's the only way you can win. If they have it, they have it. That's how I play it. I just play my stuff. I just puke my board, my hand.
Isn't that how you beat most decks as druid? To be honest, like I know we scoff at that a little bit, but it's
like,
very rare that you're trying to. Like, you basically control the board and build your own stuff so you can combo them out of the game.
Yeah.
I guess the only exception is Face Hunter, because you're just trying to survive.
It depends how you play. You can just rush Face Hunter and raise them.
True.
Like, now Maverick is forced to swipe. Even though he still has one more turn, he doesn't have a good turn for play, so he'll just take the swipe now and develop the board next turn. His hand is not that great. I don't think you attack with the Shade, because your Lifecoach goes on turn 4 and he can use the True Silver. It's like now, if he thinks the value of the Shade is better than the value of 1 True Silver attack and three attacks of the 1-mana weapon, then you attack with the Shade. And now Lifecoach will attack if he thinks that 1 attack from the True Silver and 3 attacks from the currently equipped weapon.
I mean, it's still not insanely high. Although, conveniently enough, True Silver did get drawn. It will get stopped by the Belcher, though.
Like, if you think mathematically, he gained value on the Master for Battle because Maverick used the 4 mana card to deal with the 3 mana card. So he got the value of 1 mana plus the 1 free weapon. And that means that you can use that value that you got to use the True Silver to get more value
Right,
there.
so you cancel it out effectively, right?
You don't even cancel it out. You cancel it out and then you have the plus 1 mana from the swipe.
Right, isn't that he's just wasting the mana charge, though, of the weapon?
No.
Because the Light's Justice is like the 1 mana card. Is that what you're trying to say?
I try to say that you cancel it, but you still have the True Silver. One more
okay,
charge.
okay. Yeah. And then you still have a pretty powerful thing on board, too.
Oh, he doesn't want to do that. So he values the weapon more. He values the current 1 free weapon.
That's interesting. I've rarely seen players value that. Like, just they'd rather play True Silver and kill something off. True Silver is hard to guarantee value against Druids sometimes because there's so many minions just outside that 4 attack range.
Maybe he was expecting a Druid of the Claw on turn 6 and he wants to deal with it.
No, it's very intelligent to make that because turn 5 is usually impactful in that capacity. Or even if they have Innervate again and they Innervate like 7 mana minion, you have to have something to deal with it. So I actually like it. In fact, this handles almost anything within Maverick's range. If he plays a reasonable minion at 5, he can deal with it with True Silver Champion. If he plays like big Dr. Boom, he has Big Game Hunter and he has a weapon to do 1 damage to Boombots. So this is a very intelligent decision, I think.
Do you think it's good to trade? I think I would have one phase there. I'm not really sure.
Well, I know Lifecoach wanted that because he wanted his opponent to choose between hero power and developing something on the board too.
Yeah, Lifecoach does a lot of plays like this, where he puts his opponent in standards in a lucky.
Well, I mean, it's True Silver that situational. It's generally okay against this.
Like you play True Silver and then you need to top deck something that you can play on turn 6. I was talking with Tides of Time in WEC in China when he was the best player in the world, and he explained me that if you have too many situational cards, you'll probably end up losing. What is this play? That's really weird.
Just playing something on curve.
That's
cashing in value on the...
He's cashing in the value with the weapon. Like, no, Maverick is going to trade into the free because it's really juicy. Then you trade a 1 weapon into the free 1.
Right.
And then you trade a 2/2 Divine Shield for the 1 to Slime. And then you still have the True Silver potential on turn
7.
Turn 6.
Well, I mean, you'd be attacking with the weapon, with the Light's Justice.
You can still equip it just to use the mana now.
And also, if he attacks face, he can True Silver that thing down, too.
Yeah.
So say he holds, but...
Maverick goes for another value trade. It's like they play Arena.
Yeah, it's like all they're trying to do is outvalue each other and really make their opponent uncomfortable, which is really funny.
Like now, Lifecoach is just gonna True Silver. For sure, True Silver, Hero Power. You trade.
Right.
It's perfect trade.
That Light's Justice actually has some pretty good mileage on it, surprisingly enough. It's kind of like having a Druid Hero Power all the time, because you're just doing that +1 damage to everything.
That's why I don't like double equality that much. It can be junky sometimes.
It's true. I first thought cutting one of the qualities was like, completely mind-boggling, because isn't that one of the best parts about playing Paladin? The fact that you have, it's like people used to say Paladin was the king of control because you had equalities.
Now you go more mid-range-ish.
Yeah, now you go for that, since Muster for Battle allows you to scale so well.
I saw a guy getting #1 like some time ago. He played like 0 equalities or 1 equality, and then he even cut BGH, he cut anti-heal, but he cut out all the tech cards and just put good cards. Like he played Blessing of Kings, he played Ragnaros over Leon Hands.
That's sick. I like Blessing of Kings.
Rag over Leon Hands, Blessing of Kings over BGH. I tried that too, it's like so good. And the deck was really good like 2 months ago.
Against what? What was it good against?
Everything.
No way. Everything?
Back when Sixo was playing Zoo, he was also playing that Paladin. I think his Chance is build a really good NA player.
Yeah. I heard of Chance. I haven't seen him play too much other than people's streams.
I saw a Reddit post that he made that the system is imbalanced. Not sure if he made it or he commented on that.
Another discussion for a different time, RDU, the implications of that, because we could talk about it for a while, but we can talk about this Ancient of Lore top deck, perfectly on curve, drawing the cards.
You can trade a hero power and the weapon to kill the Ancient of Lore, but
I suppose so.
You don't really want to trade with a Druid player because you give them a lot of value if you trade.
It was definitely better than anything else he had, because if he didn't have that, say he drew like another combo piece instead, he would have had to play Shade or play the same exact minion but weaker because he wouldn't draw cards. Emperor Thursday would have had like 3 cards in hand to reduce, and one of them's Wild Growth.
Yes. Wow, Knife Juggler Master for Battle Equality. Oh, baby.
Yikes. And he's not even losing too much on board. He has 2 equalities, too. That's one of the ways you can capitalize on it.
What do you think of being greedy and holding this for one more turn?
Holding the combo?
Yeah.
And then what would you do instead?
Just hero power.
Just
Be
hero
a
power
good paladin play.
and...
Actually, you can BGH to bait him to play Ragnaros.
Oh, I get it. So you play the big game hunter to make him feel like he can play a big minion.
Yeah, and then you go
And then
equality, juggler.
But then what if you miss all the juggles?
Then you just not play juggler, you just play, I don't know, Goblin Zapper. I don't know how his name is. The 2-3 stealth.
Oh, Giblin Stalker.
You can play the Raptor if you don't feel lucky with juggler. Good value.
Well, let's see. That would be... I mean, it's so perfect because it's 7 mana now, too. You'd be doing it on curve. Alright, so he doesn't use equality. He's going to go for maximum jugglage.
What would you think if Blizzard would implement 2 mana 3/3 that is like vanilla to give people option of not playing with RNG? Would you use that?
Maybe. Oh, man, he really needs to decide quick.
50-50, boys.
Oh, man.
Didn't attack? Oh, he did attack.
Wow, he squeezed it in. I mean, we're talking to the master of the rope here. He's tamed it.
I think it was better to attack the minion, but the animation was too late.
Right. No, it definitely was to protect the knife juggler.
Yeah, that was the good play. I think Lifecoach would have done it, but hero.
But I'm still impressed he got that attack, and it was really tight. Also, probably because he didn't have enough time to click on it, the animation for the death.
That's why you should consider your play faster. I usually try to play really fast. Like if they would make a fast tournament of Hearthstone, like 10 seconds per turn, I think I would do pretty good in there. Me, Tides of Time.
Oh yeah, the blitz mode that everyone suggests. The thing about that is, if you play that, it's like you have to actually change and you have to like have the option to turn animations off, because then like classes like Rogue, they struggle because like everything takes forever to play, like the Fan of Knives and then like the prep stuff and the like everything else.
Yeah.
Like Sludge Belcher becomes way too OP.
We move a bit the map.
Yeah, just trying to make sure I don't get inactive.
It's good, it's good.
Well, he crossed his fingers, hopes for no Quartermaster. Quartermaster is impervious to the spell immunity or the spell blocking of Lotheb.
This is really interesting. Oh.
Well, he's got a quality consecration. The
needs to
scary thing is
equality.
that he might die to a combo next turn.
He needs to equality or he dies to combo.
Right.
Do you think he sees that? I think Lifecoach is the kind of guy that will play around that.
Yeah.
He's a really good player. He thinks about every single outcome that can happen.
If he knows his opponent also didn't have swipe, right? Because he would have swiped the board.
Yep.
Then can he get away with equality and then keeping as many 1/1s? Or is that too greedy? Because like if you equality, then you can use your weapon to kill off the Lotheb instead.
I think you die. You die if you do that.
Oh, do you? Oh, yeah, you
die.
do that. Okay, never mind. I was miscounting.
5 attack shade plus 14, 19. It's exactly
Right.
lethal.
Okay, so then the equality just has to trade one of the 1/1s. In.
Yeah, it's super bad value. So it's either you play around combo or you don't. But if you don't play around combo, what do you gain? You don't gain that much. And you have the second
True.
equality and consecration, so it's definitely the right play. It's the right mathematical play, and Lifecoach should definitely go for it, I think.
Is there any other play, though?
YOLO BGH? Nah, there's no
Yeah.
other play.
Conveniently enough, that Shade will only be a 2 health minion as well, so...
It dies to only consecration
Yeah,
if you really
he
want.
doesn't have to if he sees a better board opportunity. And Druid's still struggling for an opportunity to close out the game. Paladin just has the board a little bit too firmly. Unless he wants to trade in that Shade of Naxxramas, he can clear the board then.
Druid's hand is not that appealing. Like, Lifecoach can still win with a Tyrion top deck.
Yeah, and I mean, everything is a little bit uncomfortable. The fact that Wild Growth is on 9 mana at the moment, can't cycle it. I guess you could just play the Emperor and just cheapen everything. Not to mention, you might be able to draw another Saboteur and have 22 damage combo.
Being Lifecoach, you just top deck Batman and you win.
I mean, there is Keeper that grow for Tyrion. In fact, you can... Oh my goodness! You can silence with the Keeper and then combo.
It's not enough.
I know, it's just crazy to think about that possibility,
Yeah.
though. It's like, what? That's absurd.
I really like playing Shredder and BGH and Hero Power, just go all in. That's your only hope. He didn't play Darter Boom last turn, he would have played it if he had it. He had 7 free mana. You always play Boom over Emperor in this kind of spot when you probably have the combo already because you didn't play anything like last turns. So Lifecoach will think of that and will just YOLO it.
He still has the quality consecration, like you said.
Oh, what?
Just because they pick it doesn't mean that they're going to play it. Just considering it, RDU.
Oh, okay.
Some people overreact to that.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, no, don't do that. And it's like, well, you know, maybe he is, maybe he isn't.
Maybe he's not a bad play. Yeah, it's not a bad play. Like, not seeing your opponent's hand, Lifecoach might think he has like Force of Nature double Savage or which almost kills him. I mean, almost kills him anyway.
It's completely valid considering that his opponent could even draw it too.
Would you play BGH? Because considering he cannot have Dr. Boom.
Personally, I'm all about making sure that I can set up a wave to win, and Big Game Hunter definitely gets him closer to that. So I wouldn't mind dropping it here.
Yeah, I love the way Lifecoach is playing. He's always going for the best mathematical play.
Right.
Like he's thinking of all this small stuff. You can mind game him really hard if you.
Plus, I mean, he might even use the Keeper to completely shut down the Big Game Hunter, and then if he draws Tyrion, then it's not as big of a threat anymore. Something that Maverick might want to consider, although his opponent's holding 1 card. Also, what did he get off that Wild Growth? Was it Pilot Shredder?
I think so. That's a pretty good draw. Yeah,
Not
it's
bad.
Shredder. It's Shredder because he wasn't cost reducted, I think. Is it called?
Oh, no, it's Cenarius, which apparently it's a Warlock card in 0/0. Cenarius got nerfed hard, dude. In fact, when you play Cenarius for 0/0, it dies instantly.
Does it die?
It does, because nothing can have 0 health, right? Like Doomsayer reversing switch.
Yeah? Oh, yeah, you're right.
Wow, Warlock got nerfed hard. More importantly, what will this impact the metagame?
We should reset.
All right, let's leave.
Just leave. And
Oh, it looks like Lifecoach was playing Consecration. I guess it makes sense if Scenarios comes down and then, what's it called? Then you have those 2 mana, or two taunt creatures.
Scenarios. And he, Lifecoach had the
Sludge Belcher, look at that.
not the Slash Belcher, the Consecration.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Spectate Maverick too.
we saw him playing it just before it left, so looks like Lifecoach. He's in a position to close out the game just surely because there's not enough stuff, but there is combo to clear, right? Or if you... Oh, wait. Yeah, he can use the Keeper as well to try and control the state of the board.
If you clear, you'll still die to the second True Silver. How many cards are remaining in the deck?
Is this a True Silver? I thought this is Light's Justice.
The second True Silver.
Oh, okay.
So you die to True Silver. You die to Tyrion? I think.
I guess because he just simply attacks the face.
Yeah, like, what can Maverick do about Tyrion? What else?
Not really much. I don't really think anyone's playing burst cards outside of that.
I think that if he just top decks Sylvanas or Boom, he still wins. I guess.
Right.
Or really close to that. Not really sure. It will be a really close game indeed.
I mean, it's close in the sense that Druid's stabilizing, but there's still time. Because he only has 7 damage on board, and that's still a couple turns away.
That's probably like the worst draw.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not the worst, because now you attack face for 1.
I guess you draw.
And you draw two cards from the...
Next turn.
Yeah.
I also gained you a lot of life, because he has to use the Cenarius attack into it. He can't use anything else.
Oh yeah, you're right. Can he survive 3 turns this way? Let's calculate it. So he can take... He takes nothing the next turn, and then he will take...
Oh man! Dr. Boom, high impact card.
Okay, let's see a bit.
So if he has Dr. Boom and Cenarius stays on board, that is upwards to 15 damage that he can do.
The thing is that if you play Dr. Boom and you don't top deck anything next turn, like no damage, he needs to go full face with both and attack Hero Power to the 1/1 and ignore the Acolyte. Lifecoach will still get 1 draw from the Acolyte because he will get only 1 trade out.
Ah, you're right. Should he also should probably Hero Power down the 1/1 to prevent Quartermaster from being lethal, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so...
You just boom Hero Power, the 1/1,
Yep.
and you just go for face, because if you trade in the Acolyte, it's not efficient. And actually, if you Hero Power the 1/1, you die to the second Consecration.
Oh, you're right.
But
There's
if
so
you
many...
had-
No, actually...
If you're on lethal next turn, you have to do that, I think. Unless you want to.
Oh yeah, I
Boombot
guess the
RNG.
boombots couldn't do enough damage. I was calculating if he hit next turn. So I was
need
like, if say the same exact scenario happens, Consecration still wouldn't even be lethal because he might actually just die from the boombots.
You might have enough if you trade with Keeper and you go Theo Power Face.
All right, that's a really good compromise then.
Yeah.
Good play on both ends.
He still dies to True Silver. And Lifecoach has 2 draws to deal with True Silver.
Maybe even 3 with the
even
boombots.
Whoa!
Whoa! Tyrion is a pretty big draw here.
You definitely trade Acolyte first.
Right.
You wanna know what's funny? If Lifecoach plays Tyrion and Maverick doesn't have a way to deal with Tyrion, he just dies because if he kills Tyrion and doesn't kill Lifecoach, Lifecoach should just weapon up the Maverick's face.
But he can kill him if he. Let's see if the boombots. Oh wait. I'm trying to think about the boombot RNG because if it hits Tyrion for significant and he only has to use Keeper, would he be able to kill him?
Best is 4, and then he has like 12, so that's not enough. He needs top deck swipe.
If this boombot hits like the face for 4, and then the boombot hits Tyrion for 4, then he can kill him next turn.
I think that if the boombot
or 3.
Hits, the Acolyte now is game over unless Maverick top decks
Savage Roar.
or Taunt. And if he top decks Taunt, Lifecoach can still top deck the weapon.
Oh, Kazan Mystic.
Kazan.
Oh, 3 is possible, man. He just has to hit Tyrion, and the boombot has to hit Tyrion for 4.
Yeah, it's really easy. It's like
Yeah, just do that.
it's 25% and 25% again, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, you're right.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. Because he can't use his hero power at all to take down the shield to make it better too.
He can if he wants. If he like. Honorable Subaru. Seppuku. Sudoku.
Subaru?
The Twitch chat jokes are.
Oh man, he misses. And unfortunately, he has nothing else he can do to try to increase his chances of survival. What an insanely close game.
Yeah, there's nothing. Like, he could have drawn Harrison, a taunt, some damage, any sort of damage.
Right.
But Lifecoach could have also drawn something for some.
Sure. Other than the Kazan Mystic.
He goes for the honorable.
I like it. Die with glory. And that means 2-1 for Lifecoach? No, he's tied 1-1.
1-1. It's
Man.
a really good series.
Lifecoach.
I hope I don't.
Could be demons in this deck as well, but generally speaking, what's up?
I think Striveco's version is the best for this. He got number 1 NA a couple of days ago, and he's mixing the handlock with the demons, and that's really cool.
Yeah. He's been doing that for a couple weeks, actually.
I was watching his stream, and he said that he doesn't know which build is probably the best at the moment after the patch, but he'll test out and find it.
What I really like about Strifecrow was the fact that he thought he could take out Mountain Giants to play other cards, and then even specifically take out Doomguard to put in Dread Inferno. That was really cool. Not sure if he's feeling that now, considering that a lot of things has changed. Plus, Demons got a little bit better with Imp Gang Boss, because I think that card's really nuts.
Yep, it's a really cool card.
It's crazy. Like, you always kind of underestimate it. It's like, yeah, Imp Gang Boss, 2/4, it's like an Imp Master, but no, that card's so hard to deal with.
How does it affect with swipe? Do you get
Oh, that's a good question. Because does it spawn after the swipe or before? I guess maybe because
I think
I guess swipe does kill it.
4.
Well, wouldn't the natural logical progression, because Hearthstone's always about things being played first. So if like Death Rattle played first, it triggers first. So maybe if Imp Gang Boss was played first, because it's played first and you swipe after it, it should activate before the swipe fully does it.
Okay.
Or maybe no, actually I think it's the other way around. Probably because
it's really interesting, I think.
yeah. It'll be interesting until we see it once and everyone's like, oh, of course, it's common sense. Stupid caster.
The chat said it spawns after.
Okay.
We believe Twitch chat. We believe you guys.
All right, well, Lifecoach sees that it's handlock, and there is a Mountain Giant and Twilight Drake. So, because he has an opportunity to play Mirror Entity and disrupt that turn 4 play,
You have to.
he can make it problematic.
Again, Lifecoach should go for the mathematic. Oh, what? I think Mirror Entity is better versus Warlocks. They can really punish you. Like if you play Entity on turn 3, you lose all your free turn, and then they can play Ancient Watcher and deny you the value, but they also deny themselves the best powerful turn.
Right, and it gives you more time to build. Although, technically, it's scary because the Shadow Flame possibilities with Ancient Watcher thereafter is really high. Twilight Drake comes down as a huge Injured Blade Master equivalent, but this gives an opportunity as the pilot shredder can also come down here. I don't think you're too occupied with having to deal with the Drake, right?
Yeah,
Especially if you have Antonitis, you want to be able to try to stack damage,
Yeah.
maybe going for the burn kill.
Well, going for Shredder is probably not the best play, because then he can just turn into your Shredder and Shadow Flame, and you should expect that.
Fair enough. But then what's the alternative? Mirror Entity?
I know.
Frostbolt for tempo?
It's really weird and hard to play in these kind of situations.
Dang. Wow, RDU dropping the real insight, saying Mech Mage is hard to play. No,
But-
it's actually completely true. This one's tough. It could go either way.
With Dr. Boom and Antonidas and coin, on the first hand you get a huge value if you coin out the Dr. Boom, but you want the coin for Antonidas.
Right.
But you don't have any spare parts.
I guess you can consider Dr. Boom 7 and then Archmage is like,
8.
yeah, at 8 because you can use coin to do something else on that turn and get the guaranteed.
Is it worth to lose a fireball like that? Lifecoach goes for the risk. He risked it 2 times. He risked it first time by not playing the entity.
I mean, I like it considering that he has possible ways
Whoa.
to... Ooh, that was nice.
That
I
was
like
nice.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I didn't think of that. Oh my god, that was really nice.
Because now the Drake can't get that easy collect with an AoE down.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was really insane. I was considering trading the Scientist to just get a secret if he...
Right.
But that doesn't make any sense because you just do nothing by freezing the Drake. And that's a really cool play by Lifecoach.
I mean, it's still problematic though, in the long run.
I know he can entity and Frostbolt. What else you want to Frostbolt?
See, if he frostbolts, he can get past the Belcher
Actually, you
relatively painlessly.
You can Tinker Town and Frostbolt. Not
Tinker
sure.
Town and Frostbolt also is good. I think I do like that Mirror Entity to be held because he has a Mad Scientist on board. And, you know, you can even train the Mad Scientist now, keep the Cog Master alive.
So many plays.
Yeah, I guess whatever spare part comes out is going to be highly relevant for the Antonitis as well.
If he gets a really good one like the stealth, he might
Just
even
not
consider not
Time
not-
Rewinder.
Oh.
Oh my goodness!
He might not play Dr. Boom next turn. He might just hold it. That's the way
Yeah.
you win. Like how is the handler gonna deal with that? He needs a giant Shadow Flame. Or Loatheb.
Yeah, he needs a giant Shadow Flame or Loatheb. You're right. And even then, like sometimes it's funny because if they have like additional spare parts, sometimes they get like 2. So then it's kind of like Miracle Rogue in the past, right? Where like you Loathebbed and then they would conceal again, which was like the most annoying thing ever.
I know I like what he's doing that. It's really cool play. So he's going for the secret now. If Maverick has an Ancient Watcher, he will play now and pop the secret. And then Lifecoach next turn goes for the entity again. If Maverick plays an 8-8 or something really big, Lifecoach just makes the trade into the 8-8 and then plays Antonidas Coin Stealth. And that way he secures his Antonidas Coin Stealth. Playing
You
around
said that really fast, RDU. That was almost Firebat fast. Firebat talks really quickly when he's explaining plays. All right, so he trades this in and saves the Frostbolt because
He wants to go for, like, now if Maverick has an Ancient Watcher to destroy the secret, Lifecoach will just replay the secret until Maverick will play something big. If Maverick's, Maverick's only way to deal with Antonidas Stealth is something big.
Right.
If Lifecoach plays Entity 2 turns in a row, he will deny that something big for sure. And that will allow him to play...
So then he secures his turn 7.
Yeah, he secures
okay,
the Fireball.
gotcha.
He secures the Fireball.
And also, I guess he makes AoE weaker by putting in the minions a little bit, so that way he doesn't have to worry too much about losing value on that.
Yep. Now, does he play Frostbolt or does he continue developing the board with Spider Tank?
Well, you know, the Spider Tank is resilient against the Hellfire, especially considering that he can kill off the whole board, so that it forces his opponent to have that Ancient Watcher Shadow Flame. And then, like you said, secure turn 7 because it's not playing the big minion. Plus, he uses Shadow Flame already, right? You want him to use the AoE, like Shadow Flame,
I don't think he
to
used it
shut it
already.
down. No, it's like you want to force him to use
Yeah.
it earlier.
You want to force him to use it. But if you want to force him to use it, you might just ignore the board and just go for face.
True that.
But as I said, by playing Entity twice in a row, he denies the 8 mana cards, the 8
Right.
attack cards, and that's the only way he can deal with Antonidas Stealth. So he's really valuing the Antonidas Stealth. So that's how one
Right.
spare part can make you play totally different. If without that, I think he would still have the Scientist alive or something like that.
And, you know, the Mountain Giant's going to cost a little bit too much, too. If it was 3, then it could be Shadow Flame regardless. But now it costs only 4, and there's not enough mana for Maverick. So it's still another awkward spot that Lifecoach is putting the Handlock player because of this Mirror Entity. And then Maverick, in the same time, Like, now he has to worry about this this Entity again. How does he deal with it?
He doesn't have anything small. He has only some Fury, I think.
Yeah, Sun Fairy Protector up here seems to be his only course of action. I guess he has Healbot number 2.
Healbot number 2. You give Max to the Mech Mage.
I mean, he already has 2 mechs anyways.
I'm just saying.
I guess there's also this off chance it could be Counterspell too, because some people very rarely run it.
I saw Lothar running it, and that's all.
Yeah, so I was saying it's seldom ran. People don't run it often. I think I also saw Strifecrow run Counterspell one time.
Lifecoach likes consistency. Doomsay. Doomsay is not even bad. Secures the empty
Secures
board.
the Antonidas.
You get Antonidas anyways.
Wait. Are you sure that the Antonidas is safe though? I guess you're saying that.
Actually, he's not safe if he
Right,
doesn't play anything.
Yeah, the Mountain Giant can be cheap enough to Shadow Flame if he only plays 1 card here.
Oh yeah. Maybe he expected Maverick to play more. Actually, if Maverick doesn't play anything, I think you just Dr. Boom.
Yeah.
I think you just Dr. Boom now. Not really sure if Antonidas is the best play. I like Dr.
Fair
Boom
enough.
more. Dr. Boom to bait the removal.
Yeah. Plus, it gives you extra mana to use the Antonidas as well.
Yeah, he should play around the Mountain Shadow Flame. Like, just playing Dr. Boom is perfectly fine. He can just play Antonidas Frostbolt next turn and get the value.
Yeah. Or just straight up Antonidas, Cloakfield, and, it gives him more options next turn.
Yeah.
The alternative is, the alternative is to play the Antonidas now if he can calculate the damage necessary. Because next turn, if he collects 2 fireballs, he can have 12. And right now, he can put his opponent down to 22. And that's still really far away. So I guess Dr. Boom is your best bet. Plus, Boombots, man. Boombots can do some pretty funky things.
Dr. Boom from Lifecoach, really well played.
What to do?
I mean, I feel like Maverick's also making sure to take... Like, being able to squeeze in some life taps and make sure to have as big his hand as possible while still being reasonably okay on board is really nice. Both mirror entities have been used, so now he's free to do whatever he wants in terms of playing a minion.
Yep.
That was Lotheb drawn.
This game can still go either way, I think. I didn't like that much trading with the 3/4 Spider Tank. You put him in Mortal Coil range and you put all your board in Hellfire range. But I don't think it matters because Lifecoach thinks like this. Like if he wants to use removal on his board, he can just replay the board and he'll be in the same spot he was again.
Right.
So, I don't think he cares. Yeah, and now he'll just
he can take
replay
his
it.
time.
I still don't think you play Antonidas.
You think he doesn't play Antonidas?
No, you just develop the board again.
Sure. So then play the Pilot Shredder and the Spider Tank.
Yeah.
It's still reasonable pressure on board. Right now you have 6, and you're about to almost double that. A little bit more, actually.
Antonidas is insane next turn. 3 fireballs.
Guaranteed. You might even pick up something else.
Yep.
So, pretty
3
nice.
guaranteed fireballs. That's cool. It's like
That is
enough.
cool. And
After 2 anti-kill bots. That's a lot. That's what you need. And the Siphon Soul.
true.
Does Maverick have any heal? He might have one more for Seer, I think. And the low deb, of course.
I guess if you count Jirax's heal.
Oh, he just goes for it. He can go for double fireball.
I don't see why you wouldn't. He just used Siphon as well. I guess I would like to see the stealth, though. I mean, and also Maverick is playing around the possibility of stealth, too. He's been doing a really good job making sure not to overcommit. Like, it's so easy to want to clear a board like this, right? So you can feel safe.
Wait a second. Does Lifecoach have lethal if he goes for... Oh, never mind. If he could go for like Coin Frostbolt and attack hold the board and then have double Fireball in his hand and Maverick would like go Giant Shadow Flame and the bots would hit for like... something. I think 7 or 8.
Maybe, but I think Maverick has played this perfectly in terms of like being able to pace himself. This Mountain Giant effectively just taking out one of the biggest threats. And now Dr. Boom.
Wow.
6 damage boom bots, slightly above average.
Slightly, yeah.
Now Dr. Boom and Antonidas have been used, so it's basically down to the top decks, but there's still a lot of damage.
That's a really huge draw.
Piloted Sky Golem is nasty.
Why didn't he coin out the Shredder? I would have liked to see that. Actually, if you coin out the Shredder, you probably don't play the free forever again. But don't you want to close the game next turn?
Yeah, I guess so. You put out also more sticky minion too for him to deal with.
Maverick needs to town the Sylvanas if he wants to survive. Lifecoach can still top deck one of the 2 fireballs remaining in the deck.
Mm-hmm.
He still has both, right?
So many.
Yeah, he has both. This one is from Antonio's.
I think our client's a little bit bugged. I think the Sylvanas did go down, so we're gonna leave real quick and rejoin as fast as possible because this game can be concluded soon, guys. Apologies. But I think you're absolutely right. The Sylvanas could have high impact, and if it steals a really valuable minion, all of a sudden that burst is gone.
What can Lifecoach get from the 6-4 to make the game more interesting?
To make the game more interesting.
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta admit I haven't played much with Pilot Sky Golem. I've ignored that card so much.
Pete Lord? No.
Pit Lord. We saw that earlier on the mainstream.
Yeah, that's why I say.
It's like one of the best stats you can get.
Is it?
5/6 for 4 mana. It's pretty good. I mean, you can get pretty much anything else like the Yetis. I mean, you see the 4 drops right here too. You can get the Pilot Shredder and the Blast Mage.
What to do?
I
think one of the most interesting is like Baron Rivendare, like that Hype was saying. If you get Baron Rivendare with Boombots and you just have cashed in for 16 damage Boombots.
Lifecoach could have just used the coin to get a fireball. I think that costs him, and then he could also use the coin to do another power play. I'm not sure.
Oh, he loses the Violet Teacher. It's too bad. It's definitely the least viable. Oh, I guess he can use the Blast Mage still.
It can be lethal over 2 turns if all Blast Mage hits face.
Just gotta go quick.
Going for the board control.
And looks like he pings the
right one.
Sun Fury Protector. Still, again, a little bit too close for comfort here. And Maverick draws the Ironbeak Owl, looks like. And he's got Jiraxis in hand, too. So if his opponent tries to just burn him out and put him low, like at 4 or 5 HP, he might be able to heal up and seal out the game from there. I gotta admit, man, I think Maverick's playing excellently here. He can also Hellfire and set up a Giant, but does that put him in range of death? I guess he'd rather not do that and go for an easier trade.
Yeah, the Ironbeak is insane. It's really hard, but now you have to think about closing the game.
Right.
And what's the best way to close the game? I think going for it. Yeah, Taurisan is okay. He wants to go Taurisan into low tip Giant into Jiraxis probably after Lifecoach uses his burst. But if Lifecoach wanted to be more aggressive, he could just play Antonidas either one turn later or just use the coin Fireball or the coin just to get more Fireballs and push Maverick. I think I would have done that for the sole reason that Maverick already used 2 heal bots, and I would think that he doesn't have any more heals. But I play really aggressive sometimes. Not sure if that's the best way to approach it.
Man, Maverick's card density in terms of his draws are high impact. Like Jiraxis, he's got the Dr. Boom, and he still has yet to hit a couple of other big threats like his other Twilight Drake and Mountain Giant.
If Maverick counted the cards, he knows Lifecoach only has
one card left. That's not the coin.
1 coin and something that he didn't use for a lot of time, so he might expect Fireball or Frostbolt.
Right.
So he probably should play around Fireball. But he'll play around the top deck Fireball? I don't think so. Oh, he wants to go greedy.
I thought he was going to drop Dr. Boom here.
Does he want to tap? That's insane.
Tap would be really risky for the sole reason of being able to Fireball Frostbolt and win the game.
Lifecoach still has 2 Fireballs.
Oh wait, he has Lothab to stop it. So yeah, he can get away with it this turn. So he's going to Jiraxis next turn then, right?
Oh, he can get away. Can he? Yeah.
I don't think Lifecoach can win this turn
Oh yeah.
because of the Lothab.
Yeah, it's insane. It's 1 damage off. No, it's 2 damage of lethal.
Because the Fireball will cost 9, so he couldn't use the coin either. That's a really smart. Again, Maverick's getting away with a lot. I really like his handlock
really
play.
Good. Yeah.
Excellent play from the Belgian.
Maverick is showing some really high skill.
And now he's gonna heal up to 15 with Jiraxis.
Yeah, I
and
love
put
the
out
way.
2-8. Actually, he's gonna put out an insane amount of minions. And he's squeezing the life tab. The power of Emperor Thorson. Jeez, Lifecoach. He's sitting back in his chair looking a little defeated here.
Yeah. It's still 2-1. The series can go in both sides. Lifecoach still not able to get the win with the Mech Mage.
I know, the Mech Mage here's been scrubbing it up, honestly. I thought the Mech Mage was going to be able to do a lot more, but Maverick still has to win with Druid after this game. And Lifecoach still has his own handlock as well, so by all means, the series is far from over.
What if Lifecoach is playing Zoo?
Oh gosh.
What would you say if Lifecoach brought Zoo?
If Lifecoach brought Zoo, I think it would take just as long as it would be of a handlock game for Druid, if you ask me. Not as, I don't know.
It's good that he's not watching the secondary stream, probably.
That's true. He's probably out playing CSGO or poker.
At least you're still in Twitch.
That's right. I'm just trying to imagine a world where Reynad has enough strength to actually break open the pinata.
Break open the pinata.
And even then, that pinata doesn't have enough sugar in it to balance out the salt levels of Reynad.
Wow. This is a really important turn. If Maverick doesn't have the Wrath, Lifecoach just gets the game, I think.
That's right. Let's go ahead and hop on Maverick's POV as well. Get that. And he does have the Wrath. Really important card. Let's see. So a reasonable turn 3 play. Doesn't have anything on turn 4, and that could be really devastating, considering that if Druid misses and has the hero power, that's going to be at a lost tempo on the board, and Mech Mage can run away with it.
I see this game going to RNG. If Maverick doesn't have a good play now, he will just wait with the Shade, and then Lifecoach will play the Blazmage. And if the Blazmage hits the Shade 3 out of 4 times, which is roughly 20-something% if I calculated last time correctly, I don't remember.
Well, the Keeper of the Grove draw was really important just to shut that possibility down. Because now he has a 2-4. Maybe the Battle Cry is important, maybe it isn't, but the 2-4 on the board is definitely high impact.
Do you think he attacks?
Either way, it won't shut down a Goblin Blastmage.
I would attack into the 1-2. Attacking the 1-2 is probably the right play. Maverick does it again. I think Maverick played flawless this whole series.
Yeah.
Did he make any misplay? I don't think so.
Well, he's not only made no misplays, but he's also made the correct reads. There's also playing correct and then guessing incorrectly. But he's also made the right reads, which is highly impressive.
Let's see. Oh!
Wow! Lifecoach strikes back with a perfect spread there.
Yeah.
Really good control. Oh man. Of course, we say that facetiously. Really difficult to always predict the outcome. What do you think about that attack? I guess he doesn't want him to play in the swipe.
Yeah, I think it's a really good attack. Like, trading as a Mech Mage is not that great unless you get huge value, or unless your opponent can get huge value on the next turn. Like, what can Maverick do on turn 5 to get huge value? The best value he could have gotten is Savage or Hero Power, and that way you can kill both the 5-4 and the 2-3, but you are
that's
frozen.
also cool too.
You are frozen, so you cannot do that.
This is actually something that I know Super JJ, he was here yesterday and talking about with you, about how he always regrets leaving the Keeper Rope if you're trying to be a little bit more aggressive, because of Savage Roar plays that allows it to trade up, or even better, take a better trade and the Hero Power. So this is a good way to play around it as well. Really, really good moves.
Yes. Both players play really good. It's a high-intensity game.
Come on, Blizzard. All right, we're going to have to Sleeper to go really far in this tournament.
If he beats Lifecoach.
Yeah, Lifecoach, he's one of the favorites, I think, to definitely do well. But
like, Lifecoach is really confident in his Warlock, so if he wins this game, his Warlock, he knows how to play everything versus everything.
You think he's not as confident as Mech Mage?
No, he's confident in his Mech Mage, but Warlock is his most confident deck.
Gotcha. It's his deck.
Do you just sack the 5-4 and just drop the Sky Golem? I think so, yeah. Yeah, why not? You traded the 2-3 in, then you sack the 5-4 into the Sylvanas.
All I know is that I want to set up the best boom possible. Because on curve. But your opponent does have the big game hunter. I mean, Maverick does have a lot of the appropriate responses. As much as he's played well, he's also drawn appropriate for the situation. He hasn't really missed his curve too much.
Wow. He's going for something.
He wants to get the damage in, huh? Actually, he's got 2 Frostbolts, right? So maybe he can really squeeze in a push for lethal here.
Wow.
He's got 5, 10, 12 damage next turn, assuming nothing changes.
13, I think.
Oh, right, the hero power. The Force of Nature will have to be coming out here to clear the board.
Fireball does it?
That's right, Fireball does end the game.
It's exactly it, though. Let's see. And if not, you can just trade it to the Sylvanas and play
Right.
Boom. But do you play Boom or do you play the Sky Golem?
Oh, come on. It's got to be Dr. Boom. You have the direct
No.
damage, right?
No.
I mean, you know that the opponent has the big game hunter. Come
Still,
on, Artie. You're cheating.
Still.
This is called caster hacks. You have to
Still.
play the Dr. Boom on curve.
Going
Next
for-
turn, you can Pilot Sky Golem and Hero Power.
Sky Golem is so good.
I guess you could Sky Golem and Clockwork Gnome. I guess
Yeah.
that does fill out the curve, too.
That's insane. Like, you kind of set up for lethal. Like, let's say he Hero Powers the Clockwork Gnome, you have exact lethal with Sky Golem, Frostbolt, Hero Power.
Right.
And he didn't play a taunt earlier, so he doesn't have a taunt.
Ah, okay,
So
that's a really
going for
good
Dr.
point.
Boom, you lose to BGH. Going for Sky Golem, what do you lose to? Swipe? He could have swiped the turn with 5 for Blast Mage if he had swipe.
But you also get the Boom Bots. The Boom Bots can have such high impact, too. And you have the better traits, so the Pilot Sky Golem is even better. Right? The Sky Golem might be able to have a stronger board resilience. Because if he plays Big Game Hunter, he has 3 more or 5 more mana to play stuff. Assuming he doesn't Hero Power. And then that only leaves him a Druid of the Claw. I mean, this is an insane read from Lifecoach. Like, I'm actually super impressed. And I shouldn't be at this point because I think he's been able to make good plays. But what a draw again. Swipe. But what comes out of that? Pit Lord?
Pit Lord, yeah.
What if it's just like a Yeti straight up? Oh, that's definitely below average.
That's the
Usually the
worst one.
stats come out around 4-4 on average. Or usually 8 stats.
I think now you have to play Boom.
I mean,
Yeah.
Boom is pretty good too.
Like, last turn was one of the turns where you don't play Dr. Boom on 7. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to resist, right? Because your Druid's at 11 health.
It's one
You
of
have
those-
a clear board.
If it's one of those plays that appear really obvious but are not that obvious. Like, there are so many situations like this in many tournaments. If you remember the game I played versus Strifecrow in the other tournament, where he consecrated my board, where if he went for low tip, he would have won.
Oh, yeah, that was recent, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last weekend.
I forgot. Xfinity?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Big Game Hunter needs to absorb some damage. Normally, you don't want the revenge kill.
Let's see what he gets.
Not bad.
Frostbolt can still hit face for 7 mana and then Hero
Oh,
Powers 4
man.
damage. He needs 4 to the face.
It's
Let's see the
possible.
boom bots. Let's see the boom bots.
So you want to use Boombot into the shield mini bot though first, right?
Do you?
So that way, because that way the
Yeah, yeah.
Divine Shield can't absorb like
But-
4 damage.
That way you cannot kill something securely. You don't have guarantee that you kill the BGH in the worst case scenario. I think going to the BGH gives you more chances of finishing the game and also 100% kills a monster.
How about if you? No, that's too inconsistent. I was like, what's the chances if he attacks face with both and then ping his own bot? But I think that's a little bit too risky considering the circumstances. Because what happens is if the worst case scenario, right, is if the Boombot hits if he collides into the mini bot and it hits Lothep for 1, then he's in an awkward spot. But at worst, he could still clean up one of these minions by pinging it and then
Okay.
trading.
I think Lifecoach will make the best mathematical play. Like, he'll think of
God,
it.
RDU. I think it's really difficult because it's a lot to calculate. I really like attacking to the Divine Shield. Wow, he hits one of the Lothar for 4.
He's 4 on phase now. Wow.
Wow, maximum damage.
Wow.
And this Mirror Entity is so problematic unless Maverick somehow summons a Zombie Chow. No, he doesn't get it.
Maverick can still go for Azure Drake and draw the draw for swipe.
Well, or he can trade in at worst. In fact, he can.
Yeah, I think you play Azure Drake.
You can
here.
trade in pretty easily.
Maverick again goes for the best play.
Wow! The
That's-
Sludge Belcher here. Maverick's looking a little uncomfortable himself.
Is it huge?
I mean, that's pretty much the biggest you can get for 5 mana.
This gives Lifecoach like 2 or 3 turns to draw into Fireball.
Oh my god, that's gonna do it. And the series is tied. The Fireball top decks have been one of the main stories of this tournament, the way some people have been pulling it out.
That
And
was
what
the-
an incredible game.
That was the fastest Lifecoach turn I ever
Yeah,
saw.
instant call. No need a rope on that.
And it's 2-2. This series is just perfect.
Yeah, really well done. I mean, you can say...
Or a Wild Growth or an Innervate Wrath or something like that. And it gets sketchy. It gets really sketchy sometimes.
Yeah, so normally to most silences like Earthshock, it just destroys and you lose so much tempo. But speaking of grabbing the early game tempo, we have an Innervate available for Maverick, and he has the keeper for the Drake.
Do you like using the Innervate? Maverick is now thinking of not using anything on turn 2, hoping he gets something on turn 3, and he wants to go turn 4 keeper, Innervate rough on the Drake.
Seems reasonable.
That's like playing ahead a lot.
Yeah. He's really calculating his play. Most people would love to capitalize on Innervate. Zombie Chow, you know, it helps control the state of the board. The 1 health on the Twilight Drake might not make as big of a difference as that 2 damage on the Zombie Chow.
Now he can coin the Shredder out and still have Keeper next turn. That's insane.
Right. And the Pilot Shredder also contests the 2/3 Zombie Chow.
Yeah.
Lining up pretty good so far for Maverick.
Well, it contested, but then the Mortal Coil will contest it on Lifecoach's side. Oh, we see the Void Color. That's insane.
But there's no demons.
Still insane. Like, Maverick is a really good player. He'll play around the demons.
Oh, right. So he could bluff and then, you know,
Well,
kind of get the silence out on the Void Caller.
Lifecoach played poker, so...
It's true. Like, what if he feels like he has to silence the Void Caller, but there's no demons coming out? This is a really high level move here. And if Maverick falls for it and silences it,
it's a really heads up play.
then it's a brand new game. Because I thought, you know, for example, if he would be able to silence the Twilight Drake, Druid would seize the board completely.
Yeah. Let's see what
Innervate
he decides to do.
Sylvanas. Is that what he wants to do?
I think so.
I thought because he has Dr. Boom that you might also want to consider innervating Dr. Boom.
I think the best play is to go Keeper of the Grove, silence the 3/4, trade the 4/3 into the 3/4, and the next turn go innervate Dr. Boom into playing Sylvanas turn 6.
Wow, what a sick call. Lifecoach nods in approval because that's exactly what he was going for.
Lifecoach with the poker play.
This was, I mean, guys, this was the series of the tournament for me. And, you know, you guys are privileged to be able to watch this on the secondary stream. And keep it a secret from the rest of the people. But I expect firmly a lot of congratulations to whoever wins because this is highly impressive.
Now Lifecoach Immortal Coil and Azure Drake. I think Immortal Coil before because it doesn't matter.
Right.
Actually...
Well, it might. Because what if the Mana Worm comes out of that... Oh, not the Mana Worm, sorry. The Mana Wraith.
You can kill it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Never mind.
Damn it, Frodan.
Sorry.
Rank 15 and A.
I'm rank 15. Let's just end it there.
Frodan is rank 15 legend.
Shh.
How can you not see that, man?
Sorry about that. It doesn't really change much. You
That's a
can kill
mana
it.
ref.
Yeah, I guess that is Mana Wraith status.
Really sick bluff from Lifecoach. These bluffs only work on tournaments. Whenever I stream and I do that, they just trade.
Oh,
and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. Whenever you stream.
It doesn't work
Not
on
when you
ladder.
play regularly.
Even when I play regularly, they just
There you
trade.
go.
People don't care on ladder. On tournaments, it's really different.
This I 100% approve of. Innervating Dr. Boom out on turn 5. That's what I thought the plan is from the beginning.
Okay, if he's gonna go for Hellfire, what do you think of Hellfire in before to tank some boom bots with your Twilight Drake so you can get...
What if you lose the Drake?
Actually, you don't care. You want the bombs on your face because you want the Molten Salt.
Hellfire allows you to tap, or if you're taking a lot of damage, maybe just play Ancient Watcher. But Ancient Watcher actually doesn't do much. You don't have any... I guess you can silence it to have it be a 4/5, so there's that. But you don't have any taunt givers. And ideally, as handlock, you'd like to keep tapping to keep improving your hand. Because you'd be using 2 cards this turn and not gaining any. And meanwhile, on the Druid side, there is Emperor Thorson and the combo. So he can play that in back-to-back. So even if Warlock clears, there is that combo on turn 7, because that'll be from 9 to 7 mana. So this is an opportunity for Maverick to really go for some big pressure play. He's been planning definitely a few steps ahead. And if the board ever gets too tight, he has Sylvanas and Wrath to help control the state of the board. All right, how much will these boombots do? That's the big key.
Lifecoach runs as much as possible.
4 is below average, so relatively unlucky, but I guess at least it wasn't 2.
Now Maverick threatens lethal.
Right.
21 damage.
But he does have heal bot. He does have ways to silence. He has Doomguard as well, which also stinks. You don't really want to use that.
You probably are forced to Doomguard.
Doomguard.
Doomguard looks really bad. Does he just
It's
ignore
so
combo?
tough.
I don't think you can ignore combo at this point.
No way.
I think Lifecoach is...
I mean, maybe it's not even about ignoring combo, but just like the fact that Thorson's on board and your opponent has 5 cards is like, maybe that's your bigger threat that you have to worry about. It's difficult to calculate. If he doesn't do it with Doomguard, the only way you can do it is to silence it and then play something else, whether the Sludge Belcher or the Antique Heal Bot.
It's really close. I'm not really sure. So weird and so awkward. He goes for the Doomguard.
Yeah, Doomguard to try and control the Thors and keep it under control. He loses Healbot and Twilight Drake.
Will Maverick just combo his face next turn to show that he has a Keeper of the Grove or something like that?
Wow.
That would be like super insane.
That would be like, I don't have the balls to do that. Not against Molten Giants and the possibility. But he did just toss the Antique Healbot.
Yeah.
That's actually a really valid
What else do
thing
you do?
could
You
consider.
just play Sylvanas and give it to the Doomguard? Get a
Ancient Watcher.
Watcher is not that good. You need Keeper for it.
Right.
And you already used one Keeper.
He can Wrath to improve his hand, or he can Wrath and play Druid of the Claw. Oh, I guess Ancient Sylvanas still is the same thing. A little bit better for the mana.
Still threatens lethal.
Yeah.
Oh, the counter Sylvanas.
But the problem is that Sylvanas is a little bit too expensive.
Like Lifecoach played around combo last turn, so I think he'll play around combo this turn. That's why Taurisan is really good and broken, probably, because it's really hard to play around something that you don't know when your opponent drew that card.
Yep. Sludge Belcher is his best bet of survival here. If he taps, does he die?
What about silencing and Defender of Argusing?
Oh, that's also a possibility too.
And you can also tap.
Because what happens is you can count taunt health effectively as your actual health at the bare minimum. So he'd be still at 8 taunt health plus 14, so 22. So Sylvanas, like even if he had an Innervate, he would still not have enough to kill because he has to go through the owl and lose damage.
Really hard. Let's see Lifecoach on the ropes.
The thing is, if he does, he needs another taunt. Oh, he gets Sludge Belcher number 2.
Oh, he just plays Belcher. Alright, that's correct. Druid of the Claw is the only player you go for combo. Again, going for combo is super risky. You saw the heal bot, but how much can you push in?
Right, also because your opponent's going to be coming up on 9 for Draxus, so if you use the combo and he heals back up.
You can push 12 damage with combo.
Right. It's 2 damage off lethal. I mean, Druid's pretty straightforward.
Versus Lifecoach, I think it's not that bad pushing damage. Because he will get scared and make the safe play. He already used the heal bot. I'm not sure. BGH
Game Hunter's
not
pretty
helpful.
dead.
You can tap and play double Molten for 6 mana, and then for 3 mana you can BGH one of them. Nah.
I guess BGH is like in case the giant gets stolen in some capacity, because he's still. I guess he could silence Sylvanas here if he really don't want to do with it, but he still has to be worried about dying to some combo pressure, so he has to calculate how much damage which can scale. So if everything gets off at full damage, right now it's 27. So he has to try either control the board or effectively out HP that count.
I know what Lifecoach would think. Like now he will think that if he survives with just playing Belcher and Molten, if he survives the combo, and if he doesn't, he'll just play Molten Argus and go for the risky V50-50.
It is really risky though because Sylvanas is weak.
It is not that risky because you have the BGH if he steals the giant. So I think going Molten Defender is the best play. Of course, it might be better if you go for the Belcher Molten because you can make him use the combo too. But
I think
if you die to that, it's
I think
not
he
good.
might die to Belcher.
Does he die?
Molten, right?
Oh my god, he's tapping. Oh. He can play all. He can play all. Let's see if he has time. Oh, whoa, whoa.
Oh no! Lifecoach ran out of time! Oh man, that does it! And the blemish on his record for the tournament series has costed him due to time constraints. Maverick will advance.
Oh my god.
A desperation moment here, and Lifecoach came up a little bit short, unfortunately.
God.
Wow.
Oh.